Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. I am joined this afternoon by the Bedford Chief of Police, Kenneth Fong, Lieutenant Scott Jones from Bedford, the Chief of Police in Lexington, Michael McLean, Assistant District Attorney Tom Brandt, and Massachusetts State Police Detective Lieutenant William Donahue. We are here today to ask for the public's help in locating Stephen Corbin, whose photograph you see to my left. Mr. Corbin is 38. He is from Melrose. On April 14th of this year, Corbin was convicted of 8 counts of aggravated rape of a child. During that trial, which spanned about 6 days, Mr. Corbin fled. Investigators have not been able to locate him to date. We need to return him to Middlesex Superior Court for sentencing. Corbin has blonde hair and blue eyes. He's 5'11", approximately 160 pounds. He was on a GPS bracelet as a condition of his bail at the time that he fled. We know that where he was when he removed the bracelet was the area of North Street in Andover. We know him to have ties to Methuen, Lawrence, Haverhill, and Hudson, New Hampshire. We are asking members of the public who have any information about his whereabouts to immediately call the state police. The number will be provided for you at the conclusion. And we are asking the public, should they know where Mr. Corbin is or see Mr. Corbin, that they do not approach him, that they just reach out to the state police number. Corbin was convicted of sexually assaulting 2 females, a 15-year-old and a 14-year-old, on multiple occasions. Both of the girls were known to him. The assaults occurred back in 2017, both at a home in Lexington and a motel in Bedford. On several of those occasions, the defendant supplied drugs and alcohol to the 2 girls. Following his arraignment in the Superior Court in 2017, Corbin was released on $25,000 cash bail, and as I mentioned, a condition was that he wear a GPS bracelet, stay away from and have no contact with the 2 girls, and he was on a curfew with windows only to go to work. Since that time of his disappearance, we have been following a number of avenues. We were able to locate Corbin's truck, which was close to his residence, former residence in Methuen. We've now reached a point where we need the public's help in letting us know if they have information, if they have seen him. We do not believe there's any particularized danger to the public in the communities of either Bedford or Lexington, or to the 2 young girls who testified at trial against the defendant. I'll take any questions that people have.
So during the trial, he was like going home every night, he was on bail, what was happening?
Yes, for the first 3 days, he was continued on the same bail conditions with his bracelet and those other conditions that I mentioned.
And then he just stopped showing up for the rest of the trial?
Yes.
But he was convicted already?
Yes. Once the trial has begun, if a defendant voluntarily absents themselves, the trial can continue.
Where was that trial taking place?
At Woburn Superior Court.
And was this right before his sentencing that he disappeared? Or
He disappeared mid-trial.
mid-trial?
Yeah.
Is that, can you talk about that in general? Is that pretty rare for someone to do that?
It is relatively rare, yes. We occasionally see the people that there may be a conviction, perhaps the judge puts the matter over for sentencing in several days or a couple of weeks, and then they don't come back for sentencing. It is relatively rare for somebody to just disappear in the middle of a trial.
Why was he in that position to just have an ankle monitor every time?
Because back in 2017, based upon his record, the facts of the case, he was released then. Now remember, that's almost 5 years ago, September of 2017. He was released on the $25,000 cash bail that he posted with that bracelet and other conditions. He abided by those conditions throughout that period of time. So that bail, once you're released on bail, unless you violate bail, that bail remains in effect unless and until you're sentenced.
And to clarify, you said he's from Melrose, but he was living in Methuen, is that right?
No, the places that he was living in Methuen.
Okay.
If I misspoke, but he has no known connection to Melrose.
Okay,
Yeah. The incidents occurred in Lexington and Bedford. We know him to have connections to Lawrence and Haverhill and Hudson, New Hampshire.
And he removed his GPS?
He cut the bracelet off, yes. Anybody else?
Do we think he's hiding somewhere, or just?
Well, I mean, obviously, there's various options. Either he is concealed someplace, or he has left the jurisdiction completely.
And you say it's dangerous. I mean, if you see him, don't.
We do not want people to approach him. We don't know of any particularized danger to anybody in the communities, Bedford and Lexington, or to the victims in this case.
So where had he been living during the trial previous?
Methuen,
In a
close to
house?
where we found the truck.
With family, by himself?
Family members, I believe.
They've been questioned and,
Police have followed up all the normal, that's why we're asking for the public's help at this point. We have gone down all of the avenues to pursue where we thought he was tracking things down, and we have not been able to locate him.
This must be frustrating for the victims. I don't know if you're in touch with their families to, you know, almost see him maybe behind bars and then he just, you know, leaves.
Right. This has been, as you can see, obviously, given what we've all been through over the last 2.5 years, this case has been pending since 2017. So it has been a very long road. It is obviously difficult to come in to testify in open court about these things, particularly given the age of these young girls. And then to be, as I said, this is a relatively rare occurrence, to be in the middle of trial and then suddenly the alleged perpetrator disappears.
Thank you.
Thank you.
she did.
She did, right?
So that's not.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, because she did say that.
Yeah.
So it's wrong, no, it's wrong.
Yeah, she said it's.
He's wrong.
Yeah, it's Methuen.